strongest storm the state of Florida has seen in decades, expected to make landfall later today. Hurricane Matthew has 95,000 homes and businesses without power in Florida. A state of emergency in effect in Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina as the storm begins to batter the Florida coast. Good morning. I'm Art Franklin. It's 5 a.m. Thanks for joining us. Right now, we have several crews tracking Matthew for live team coverage of the storm's impact on the East Coast. CBS 42 News reporter Jamie Ostroff begins our live coverage from St. Mary's, Georgia. Jamie, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Again, like I told you, we are really starting to get these winds picking up. It's only getting worse. I showed you this American flag in the background that is just going nuts, and we've actually seen a few people walking around on the street. I can tell you that is not advisable as the storm moves up the coast. I want to show you some video we got out of Jacksonville, which is just a few miles to our south. You can see just already, as people had been trying to evacuate yesterday, things really starting to get bad there. At this point, emergency officials are kind of changing their tune because they said it's too late. If you are not out now, Jacksonville is where you are staying. Now, here in Georgia, we have another couple of hours before that last call. Our hotel, actually just a few miles west of us, says they are closing at 10 o'clock. They're kicking us out and everybody is headed west. Everything is closed between where I am and I-95 because things are really going to start getting bad here in the next few hours, as you'll hear from Nate in the next coming up in this half hour of news. But for now, we're reporting live in St. Mary's, Georgia. Jamie Ostroff, CBS 42 News.
All right, Jamie, thanks a lot. Right now, Hurricane Matthew is driving not only wind and rain, but also a new level of fear in a region accustomed to hurricanes, Florida. The storm could bring devastation on a level not seen since Hurricane Andrew struck nearly a quarter of a century ago. And this morning, emergency responders are expressing a very high level of concern.
You know, you always rebuild things, but I'm worried about your life, your family. Evacuate, evacuate, evacuate.
About that evacuate. The National Weather Service is warning that some locations may be uninhabitable for weeks, even months.
And as we track our storm track radar this morning, here is the eye of the storm as it's barreling along the coast of Florida. Cape Canaveral, there's the tip there. Look how close the eye of this storm is to making landfall. But interestingly enough, I'm not quite so sure the eye is actually going to make its way onto land. Therefore, this entire storm may not even be considered a landfalling storm. But soaking rain will be felt from Melbourne all the way up to Jacksonville. We're already getting bandings of rain as far north as Savannah, Georgia, into the coastal Carolinas. This is a beast of a storm as far as size is concerned. But the eye of that storm is beginning to widen out just a bit. Another concern, those winds. Just because the eye isn't making landfall doesn't mean that we won't feel the impacts of these wind speeds. Look at this. Hurricane force winds, 74 plus miles per hour, felt 20 to 30 miles inland. Those tropical storm force winds felt as far as 50 to 60 miles inland, and that also impacts people inside of the coastal Georgia and coastal Carolinas, which it's important for those folks to evacuate, as we just heard in that soundbite moments ago. So joining me right now is real-time traffic with Rachel to tell you about some of those evacuation routes as folks are preparing or have hopefully already started to leave.
Yeah, Jamie just said that Jacksonville, it was too late. But it's not too late for some people. I did, though, check from the commute from Charleston inward on I-20 and by way of Interstate 16, and there were like 25 accidents.
Oh, wow.
So it just shows that it's going to take a while to get
delays,
out.
Several hours.
Exactly.
What may take 1 or 2 hours is now taking 3 to 5 hours.
Right, exactly. So longer, and then the weather already. So it's a little late, but better late than never, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, good. So here in central Alabama, the road weather index showing the dry scan. So just wanted to point that out. People head on the interstates inland to get out of the way of this storm. But here at home, nice and clear. Road weather index not showing any decreased visibility or slick spots for your Friday morning commute to downtown Birmingham. I'll be monitoring all commutes to downtown. We're accident and delay free. Continue to monitor this and have some drive times for you from Tuscaloosa and Jasper to the junction coming up in just a couple minutes with your real-time traffic.